Welcome to Disney Piece, where we uncover the surprising connections between One Piece and classic Disney stories. In this series, we'll break down the hidden parallels, themes, and inspirations that tie these two worlds together. Big shoutouts to my Nakama Cube of the Red Sea, because he originally thought of this whole concept. Episode 1 starts now.
So you want the drink?
Disney has been the focal point in media since the 1930s. It has been referenced in countless depictions and adaptations. One Piece is no exception. One particular story that I find interesting is the story of Aladdin and how it mirrors the Alabasta arc. What's more interesting, it's how it can possibly foreshadow an island that we might see in the future. Both Aladdin and Alabasta take place in the Desert Kingdom, inspired by Middle Eastern and North African cultures. In Aladdin, Agrabah is the grand city surrounded by sand dunes, while Alabasta is a large kingdom with similar architecture that's surrounded by a vast desert. In Aladdin, Jafar manipulates the Sultan, similar to how Crocodile deceives the people of Alabasta while undermining King Cobra. Jafar turns the people of Agrabah against Aladdin while using his influence and magic. Likewise, Crocodile manipulates the people of Alabasta into believing King Cobra is their enemy, orchestrating a civil war. Vivi is the princess of Alabasta, a kingdom suffering an internal strife due to Crocodile's manipulation. Jasmine is a frustrated princess of Agrabah. Due to her royal status, she's confined within the palace while her people struggle. Princess Jasmine and Princess Vivi both strive to protect their people, and they both show a very rebellious spirit. Vivi goes undercover into a faction known as Baroque Works to stop the active rebellion they are planning. Jasmine is defiant against an arranged marriage and refuses to be a passive ruler. Her true rebellious side is shown when she sneaks out of the castle. Vivi opposes Crocodile, who seeks to overthrow her father and seize control of Alabasta. One thing that also connects these two is that they both have ferocious pets that stay by their side. Aladdin, an outsider who arrives and helps Jasmine reclaim her kingdom. Luffy, also an outsider. He fights Crocodile and ultimately restores peace to Alabasta. Luffy and Aladdin are free-spirit adventurers. They are goofy and charismatic. When these two are at their highest form, they both love to change their attire to all white. One is the king of thieves, and the other is the future king of the pirates that likes to steal things from time to time. One of the most interesting topics that brings these two series together is that they share a common theory about the world that they take place on. It is believed that they both take place in a post-apocalyptic world. This idea primarily comes from pop culture references and some inconsistencies in the movie of Aladdin. We see this with Genie's knowledge of the future. The genie, who has been trapped in a lamp for 10,000 years, makes references to modern celebrities and cultural elements, such as impersonations of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jack Nicholson. He also mentions that Aladdin's clothes are so 3rd century, implying that he has knowledge of different historical periods. This suggests that Genie may have existed in a time much closer to modern history, and that the world of Aladdin is set far beyond our present time. There's also a theory that speculates that Agrabah is built on the remnants of a highly advanced civilization that was destroyed, possibly by war or disaster. The flying carpet could be a piece of lost technology rather than purely magical. After all, magic is just unexplained science. Another example of this could be the Cave of Wonders. With its magical-looking mouth that opens on command, it could be a remnant of robotic AI from the old world. The One Piece world is almost certainly a post-apocalyptic setting, with its current state being the result of massive wars, natural disasters, and the deliberate suppression of history. But let's set aside the past for now and focus on the future. There's a possibility that an upcoming island can serve as a parallel to Alabasta, while also drawing inspiration from Aladdin. The Sphinx Island arc could potentially be tied to Edward Weevil and Miss Bakken, and it could serve as an inversion of Alabasta. In Alabaster, Crocodile was beloved by the people, but was secretly a villain. Weevil and Miss Bakken could be perceived as dangerous, but may turn out to be more sympathetic than expected. I mentioned how Sphinx Island could have a potential Aladdin reference. Here's a perfect example of how this could happen. Sphinx Island, known as the birthplace of Whitebeard, it may hold more secrets than just his past. What if, deep within its landscape, there exists a cave of wonders, much like one from Aladdin, but instead of a tiger's head, it takes form of a massive sphinx, resembling the guardian beast of the island. In Aladdin, the Cave of Wonder only opens for a diamond in the rough. Maybe the sphinx-headed cave on Sphinx Island might reveal itself only under special conditions. Perhaps a D-Clan member. Here are some more connections that I can make between Aladdin, Alabaster, and Sphinx Island. Let's start with Alabaster. There is common speculation about the designs of the Kingdom Palace doors, which are notably shaped like whales. And then there's Sphinx Island. When observed closely, its landmass resembles the shape of a whale, and this island was home of Edward Newgate, a man whose ship, the Moby D for Disney, was modeled after a whale. Now you might be asking, where does Aladdin come into play? Well, here's a fun little fact. Do you know that Genie mentions a half whale, half ape called Crocus Behemoth? I could keep making connections like this and create fun little what ifs, like what if Bon Clay befriended a Sphinx leader and escaped impelled down, and then he ended up meeting the Straw Hats at Sphinx Island, paralleling Alabaster, where they first met him. But honestly, that should be another video itself. But I'm going to wrap this video up. I want to say thank you for staying to the end. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're headed to Water 7. This has been fun, guys.